Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. I would imagine, as we speak here, there are a myriad of people who are very nervous. You can't hide skeletons in the closet forever. Biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all.
When it's all said and done, P. Diddy is going to probably lose everything. Everything that he has built, this powerful empire over the last couple of decades, is going away.
The conduct we will describe today occurred over more than 20 years. There are many people and many entities involved, and we're going to follow this evidence wherever it takes us. We will find the silent accomplices. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world.
This quote perfectly sets the tone for what is at stake here. Hollywood is completely screwed. For years, the entertainment industry has harbored a lot of dark secrets. Talking about Weinstein, you're talking about R. Kelly, a lot of whispers behind closed doors, but rarely ever acknowledged publicly. People are hiding for many reasons: fear of losing their jobs, their income, their ability to access many of the things that people are looking for when it comes to trying to make it in this industry. The fact that it's referred as the biggest secret speaks volumes about how deep and long-standing these allegations are. We're talking about decades-long cover-up involving numerous people who were complicit in allowing Diddy to do whatever he wanted to do, to continue his alleged abusive behavior. This wall of silence wasn't accident. It was purposely. It was a system maintained by powerful people who knew what was going on, but chose to look the other way. Now, with the sheer number of victims stepping forward, 120 that this lawyer is going to be talking about, the truth can no longer be hidden. Diddy will lose everything. The beginning of this silence marks the beginning of a massive unraveling, but not just for Diddy, but for the entire industry. How many more people in positions of power will be exposed? How many careers and reputations built on the foundation of abuse and exploitation? The victims coming forward speaks to the possibility that this is just the tip of the iceberg. The industry could face a reckoning unlike anything we've ever seen before. This isn't just about one man's downfall. This is about exposing a corrupt system that has enabled this behavior for far too long.
I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed. Many dirty secrets will be revealed. We know what we are potentially up against. And as is always the case in situations like this, when a celebrity is involved, people can be downright mean and nasty. You would be shocked at the length fans will go, no matter the evidence to the contrary, to defend celebrities they love.
Now, this is probably one of the more disturbing aspects of celebrity culture, the unwavering loyalty of fans, even when their idols are accused of the most hideous acts. It's a phenomenon we've seen time and time again, where evidence and testimonies are ignored because fans refuse to believe that their beloved star could be a diddler. I don't know if this is actually going to happen in terms of Diddy. I think at this point, most of us know that this dude is weird. There's been many examples of Diddy behaving weird, saying weird things for years, but we didn't know the extent of the damage.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
If you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah.
Rock with me, but just...
Right.
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying?
This type of blind devotion enables abusers to continue unchecked for years. But I think this is more of an idea of the industry protecting Diddy because of his ability to bring access opportunities to so many artists, to so many business people. They were the ones that were afraid to come forward. Of course, the victims were as well, but when millions of dollars are on the line, people are going to look the other way. Those are the ones who spent the time trying to protect, trying to hide this from this situation to actually come out publicly. And I want to show this clip. The lawyer shares the demographics of the victims involved in this case, including the shocking revelation about the amount of minors that are been alleged to be abused.
As I said, our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point. to pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. You should know, in this group, it is evenly divided between males and females.
Damn.
There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these claims as plaintiffs. In this group, 62% identify as African American, 30% are white, and the remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. The majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. I don't want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old.
Wow.
We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of.
That is outrageous. Hearing that one of the alleged victims was just 9 years old is nothing short of horrifying. It's a gut-wrenching reminder that the abuse perpetrated by powerful individuals like Sean Combs is not just an adult issue. Children are involved too. There is videos talking about Usher and Justin Bieber as they were teenagers and some of the things that they saw, at least Usher talked about it. But the fact that 25 of the 120 victims were minors speak to the systemic nature of this abuse. This is a system where young, vulnerable individuals were allegedly targeted, manipulated, and abused. Entertainment industry, with all of its promises of fame and fortune, is supposed to be a place of dreams for young, aspiring stars. Instead, for these minors, it turned into a complete nightmare. The psychological toll of being abused at such a young age is unimaginable. And it's likely that many of these victims have spent years, if not decades, grappling with this trauma that they endured. And what's even more tragic is that these children were probably promised success, their dreams dangled in front of them as a means of control. That's what predators do. And instead of being nurtured and supported and respected, they were taken advantage of in the worst possible way. This situation will likely lead into some criminal investigations and hopefully bring other enablers to light. Like I said before, this is a moment of reckoning, but not just for Diddy, but for the industry that allowed this kind of exploitation to continue unchecked for decades.
And I expect more victims will come forward. The acts complained of in these cases that we're going to file occurred primarily in New York, either Manhattan or the Hamptons, or occurred in California, primarily in Los Angeles, or in Florida, primarily in Miami. Most of these events and incidents occurred at parties, typically after parties, or album release parties, New Year's Eve parties, 4th of July parties, something they called a puppy party, the all-white party.
Whoa. Diddy, what is a puppy party? Do I even want to know? There were no puppies. I'm probably just going to throw that out there. It probably wasn't any puppies. These kind of glamorous, star-studded events seem like the pinnacle of success in the entertainment industry. But that statement reveals the darker side to a lot of these parties. What is marketed as parties to celebrate album releases, holiday events, exclusive gatherings were allegedly used as settings for more of the egregious forms of abuse. Again, what the hell is a puppy party? In reality, Diddy and others created environments, places where innocent people were being preyed upon. And the fact that so many of these alleged situations occurred at parties showed how normalized this abusive behavior has become in these circles. For most people, a party is a place to unwind and enjoy themselves. But for victims in this case, these events were the complete opposite. Places where people were forced to do things they probably didn't want to do. And also be in all types of fear. It's horrifying to think that what seemed to be a harmless event to a glamorous situation can turn into such a nightmare of exploitation. And the lawyer starts to reveal a broader scope that might be implicated in this case, including corporate entities, not just individuals.
So in addition to Sean Combs, you should know the defendants in these cases we're going to file will include anyone, of course, who engaged in the assault or exploitation, anyone who participated in such in any way, anyone who encouraged or facilitated this conduct, anyone who was in the room and watched it happen but made no effort to stop it, any venue or venue owner who was aware of what was going on but failed to stop it. Any individual or entity who knew about the conduct and benefited from it, but did nothing to report it or stop it. And any individual or entity who covered it up or helped cover it up. These people who know who they are should just come forward now. I would imagine, as we speak here, there are a myriad of people who are very nervous. You can't hide skeletons in the closet forever. I would expect there are many people out there right now who are desperately searching their memories as they delete their texts and data.
This is a massive, massive case. It shows that the scope is going to reach far beyond just Diddy. We're talking about banks, pharmaceutical companies, and hotels all being complicit in this abuse. It's a disturbing reminder how deeply intertwined corporate interests can be with celebrity scandals. These entities, which should be neutral third parties, allegedly enabled and facilitated the abuse by turning a blind eye and possibly profiting from it. For example, hotels where these things happen, they didn't just host the events. They may have been aware of what was happening behind closed doors and did nothing to stop it. Probably got paid very well too. Same thing with the pharmaceutical companies that provided the drugs used to put people to sleep. And banks that handled questionable financial transactions may have directly contributed to the crimes by failing to act responsibly. This case is going to reveal how far-reaching the consequences of celebrity abuse can be when corporate greed is more important than moral responsibility.
Now, although these are, in fact, individual cases, there is a common theme, an MO, if you will. Typically, the victim is lured into a situation where he or she is given a drink. Typically, that drink, reported by these victims, is apparently laced with something. Once that drink takes effect, the perpetrators perform all kinds of sexual acts on the victims, many times passing him or her around as other people watch and enjoy the show, and then leave the victim ashamed, confused, injured, and wondering what happened.
Many people talked about this situation before.
You talking about the freak off session where they used to do in the studio and all of that over different entertainers' houses and stuff? When we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been to have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff. So when you get up, they be like, don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there. So we already knew what the drill was.
Many people talked about this publicly before Diddy even got the raids and got arrested. This is the premeditated, systematic nature of abuse. Victims weren't just taken advantage of in the heat of the moment. They were lured into situations, drugged, and then subjected to unspeakable acts. This is how the abusers operate, creating systems where victims do not know what they're doing, what's going on, and they're left completely vulnerable to predators. These abusers made sure that their victims had substances to ensure that they couldn't fight back or even remember what happened. Now we're going to get into one of the more brutal cases that they're going to talk about involving a pregnant woman.
Another instance, the individual, this time not a minor, attended a group dinner, allegedly with Sean Combs in Miami. She wasn't drinking because she was pregnant, but whatever she drank at the table, apparently, at least according to her, was laced with something. She blacked out, and she woke up in the same bed, again, allegedly, with Mr. Combs in his mansion in Miami.
This is one of the most brutal and heart-wrenching stories from this press conference. The fact that a pregnant woman who was trying to protect herself and her unborn child by not drinking was still allegedly drugged and assaulted. It's beyond horrifying. It's a violation not only of her body, but also her sense of safety as a mother. A woman thinking that she's safe because she's avoiding alcohol still wakes up in a situation that she could not anticipate. The fact that she blacked out and woke up in the bed with Sean Combs, allegedly, is deeply unsettling. And this is the reason why I think a lot of people do not feel bad for him, that everything will be taken away from him if these cases are true. This situation with P. Diddy demonstrates the complete lack of respect for human life. Well, this case with 120 people, there are going to be a lot of details that are going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks that are going to be completely outrageous. And Diddy is probably going to not only spend the rest of his life in jail, but probably lose everything. Again, I said this before earlier in the video, people who are involved in business, entertainment, Obviously, your favorite artists, your favorite rappers, CEOs. So many people are going to be held accountable for what happened. So this is going to blow up. And we'll be following this story. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.